So like typically there are four main blockers to any business, right? Weak offer, poorly converting funnel, bad sales system, lack of traffic, right? We're going to address
Mhm.
all four here in this community. What you're telling me here, like the injector, the addresses like the lack of
Right.
traffic blocker, right? The reason why I say that is the sooner we're like, all right, I'm going to push past that limiting belief and create content for my ideal clients, no matter if other medical aesthetic practice owners are following me or not. I'm in it to profit and to basically get to where I know I can be with my business, right? So I wanted to say that
Mhm.
to you in terms of like, let's move forward with testing just a bunch of hypothesis based off the content framework, no matter who's following you or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because I mean, even
Yeah.
looking at some of these stuff, I think where I have the pricing is still pretty competitive. Converting funnels, because of my expertise or referrals to referrals. Sales system, I mean, there could be some work on that, especially once they're in the chair. But yeah, definitely the lack of traffic,
Hmm. Yeah. So
is a big
is
one.
the big one. Yeah. So I mean, I addressed this in the weekly call today, right? And I'll quickly share it. I'll quickly share it here on this call. But one of the new things that I'd like you to do, if you haven't seen this already, sorry, my Chihuahua is
Mhm.
barking.
No, you're good. I took a quick look at your video last night, and looked at
Okay.
this. So
So funny enough, I created an example for Botox, and I think that you can emulate, right?
right.
So one, like in your content, to you're already doing this by highlighting you as the offer, but to say like, these type of things, and it would be different for you, right? But to say stuff like, let me ask you actually, would you feel comfortable talking saying like, hey, I guarantee you'll leave with a smooth, natural looking skin, or I'll personally redo your treatment. You don't have to do for free, right? Or I'll personally redo it until you're satisfied. Is that
Mhm.
something you would say?
Yes, but in different
Okay.
tonality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I say this all the time too to my clients, like, if our treatment results haven't fully aligned with the goals that we set out, come back. I'll
Exactly.
take care of you.
Exactly that, right? I was before this call, I was speaking to another person, and he was like, well, do typically people leave your chair looking natural? Right? Yes, they do, and I do offer like free touch-ups, but not really, or touch-ups if they don't, but people don't really use it because they're feeling natural. Cool. Let's just
Yeah.
emphasize and hone in on this like win. Be like, hey, I'm one of the best, so I guarantee it. And really, that's a blocker for Botox because some
Yeah.
people don't want to look unnatural. But just to call it out in your content makes you the expert, right?
Mm. Yeah. And like maybe shifting it to like, I guarantee you'll leave with natural looking results that are undetectable. And if not, and if our results don't align with your goals, feel free to
I
cut.
would say that's too much, right? Like even you remember that's there's a company that did like suits. It's like you'll like the way you look. I'll guarantee it. Remember that old commercial?
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
just
yeah.
guaranteeing that you're gonna like the way you look. Nothing else,
Yeah.
right? But to say that in content, your competition is not doing that, right? So what I'm trying to get across in this community is like most of the people that are joining are the top of their fields, right? If not masters of their own respective crafts. We just suck at telling people,
Mhm.
right?
I'm just writing
Oh, I
some of this
know.
stuff down because I
You're
think
you're one of my favorites
to...
because you take notes.
No, I mean, I like that line. I'm trying to see how we can integrate it too, because I see what you're saying in terms of the call out of like, I know what I'm doing and
Hmm.
I know how to give you the best results. And if you don't like them, come back and we'll fix them. But like, I can guarantee you that you won't need to come back.
Yeah, I mean, you're correct, but in communication, I would just simplify it. Be like, hey, I again, this is from the example, right? You have natural results looking guarantee. Be like, I guarantee that you're going to look refreshed, youthful, without a frozen experience because I am qualified and I have the certifications to back it up.
Hmm.
Here
I like
at
that.
KB, we offer no transparent pricing where you're gonna know what you're gonna know what you're getting, right? And we're gonna find that out in our no pressure consultation. Like literally, you're doing the same stuff. We're just positioning it differently,
Hmm.
right? So you can see where, if we're really embodying that you're the offer, and a lot of the limiting beliefs that I'm working with on people in the community are like, hey, the other clinic has more machines than me, they're better than me. Like, what? Right. But there's only one of you. There's only one
Hmm.
of you. Right. And the reason why people buy is if they feel connected to you. Right. And that's one of the
Yeah.
three main C's of kind of the aesthetic bosses roadmap: content, connections, and calls. And if we can connect with them by giving them a no brainer offer, and I'm not telling you guys to be less profitable to add on anything differently, just take what you're already doing in relation to the limiting beliefs and why someone would say no, and just position what you're doing as a way to push past those things. So if it
Hmm.
is, I'm afraid of frozen face, to be like, hey, I have a natural results guarantee, right?
Right.
If it's too expensive, be like, oh, I have transparent pricing. You don't even have to say the price. Be like, just to say you have transparent pricing, we'll just move the conversation forward.
Hmm. I like that. I like that. And I mean, it's interesting too, because I had a conversation with somebody the other day, a potential client, and obviously we're pretty saturated in like the 5 blocks, but like each of the 5 blocks were all pretty full. I know they have X, Y, and Z. So it's like even in those non-social media sales call talks, it's like what you're paying for and what you're getting out of this experience is me,
100%.
like
Yeah.
you said. And the fact that I approach things more intentionally, more boutique. You're not just another person on my schedule, not another 15-minute appointment, but like you're getting time with me as your
100%.
provider.
100%. And I think I'm going to say this to you because you're one of my favorites, right? You take the action. That's why I'm excited for you. Is to say like, hey, I'm here to help you reach your aesthetic goals, and I'm even going to provide a post-treatment skincare guide to maximize your results to keep it longer. Detriment to me because like obviously want you to come back, but here it is because I care. You know what will happen? You're gonna come back,
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
So it's an so as you'll learn as the community grows, right? You already know that it's getting built as we're getting more members and whatnot. But my strategy is to position you as the authority, one, but then also incorporate things that are high value, low cost, so you can increase profitability, right? And
Hmm.
create an offer that is bar none the competition can't compete because they are only focusing on $9 unit Botox or whatever it is in your state, right? Or area. I guarantee you, right? But to do something like this is I'm Kevin
Right.
and I have a natural results guarantee, right? You're going to like the way you look.
When I talk to some of my other colleagues and the way that they're approaching client acquisition is very different. So they're like, oh, this is my November special. This is my da-da-da special. And yeah, it's nice to know that they're growing. They're growing quickly. But for me, like I told you from the beginning, it's how do you acquire the right client, right? The
Mm-hmm.
valuable client. And oftentimes that takes time, that takes more effort. But they're a client, like once they're in the door, they're not chasing a deal. They're chasing you as the provider.
Yeah, exactly. And I do believe the reason why I was excited to share this with you is I think this is in line with the brand that you want to create for yourself. Right?
Yeah. No, I like this a lot. And then like how do you this one-of-one offer that
How
just
do you see
yeah.
how do you see that in action? You're just saying it, right? That's the
Mhm.
beauty of it. It's like here, here's why I can guarantee natural looking results X, Y, Z, right? Just to say that in person and in content,
Mm.
is how we win, right? And if we use that as the ad, or as one of the ads in middle of funnel, because we're going to lead with top of funnel educational based content, is how we shout it out to the masses.
Mhm.
Where it's like, oh, Cherry Med Spa is like giving 9.99 a unit Botox, but Kevin has a guarantee.
I like that. That's a good shift on it too. And I think it's a new way, and we talked about this one of our first calls. It's a new way to build our credibility.
Mm-hmm.
I think our default this industry a number of years, and I've seen X number of patients, like that stuff is great to know, but I like this spin on it's kind of like you're taking ownership and you are taking accountability for how good you are.
Yeah, yeah, like you care,
Yeah.
right? There's a reason why I invest in each and every one of you in the community, is because I actually care. I want to push you guys to get results. Most agencies, not that I am one, don't,
Yeah.
right? It's the same thing. And
I like that you,
what I wanted to bring at my own clinic. Sorry, go ahead.
no, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I just wanted to humanize the brand, right? Because when we started more than a year ago, I was like, everyone's robotic. Everyone's robotic here, right? How do we communicate that we actually care, right?
Yeah. This just kind of gave me like the framework for an upcoming video, as you talking about humanizing and framing of like, I like that whole idea of I care. It's like I care about you, I care about your results. I don't care about $9 talks. I don't care about buy one, get one free syringes of filler. Like I don't care about that.
Yeah. And, truthfully, in this community, I'm still, it's a hard thing for people to grasp, like, you are the offer, right? To
Mhm.
communicate that you care is valuable.
Yeah. And I think too, there's that other shift in the industry too, and how I think it's a lot of it's stemming from this new change with the Allergan Ally Rewards program. But how do we go back to the practice of prescribing medicine? It's like if I were to prescribe you an antibiotic, that's 14 days. I'm not going to prescribe you 10 because it's easier and it's cheaper. I'm going to prescribe you the whole 14. I think it's a shift that our industry has needed. Like, I'm not just going to give you 10 units of Botox because that's what you want or that's what you can afford, but I'm going to prescribe you the entire dose that is effective for your treatment.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. The game that we play, though, just to add on to that, is one. So, unfortunately, not unfortunately, or we give them what they think they want, but provide them what they actually need to reach their aesthetic goals.
Yeah,
That make sense?
exactly.
Right? So whatever that is based off like the services that you're providing. So if it is a price per area or price per unit, coupled with like your own authority funnel content to just start the conversation and just to say, hey, actually, we take a holistic approach here. So why don't you come in so we know and assess what your body actually needs to reach the weight that you want or XYZ,
Mhm.
then we can come up with a custom plan. So that's an example of giving them what they want, but providing them what they need.
Right. Right. No, I
Right?
like that. I like that. Ah, so many great little pearls.
I'm going to post this video, I think.
No, but it's true. I think that's one of the things in the art of the consultation. When you take your sales to the chair, it's, the one thing I'll always do is when you look at these pictures or you look at your befores and afters, how do you feel? And it's always five, and I always forget the fifth, but it's like, I look tired, I look old, I look dehydrated, I look skeletal, and then I always forget the fifth, but it's like turning it into, hey, Jordan, you told me that you feel like you look tired all the time, that your eyes are sunken in. What would it mean to you if we can make you look not tired? Or what would it mean to you from a value standpoint to feel refreshed, look rejuvenated? And that like kind of guys in, it's like, oh, I thought I was just coming in for one syringe, but to not look tired, to look refreshed, to look youthful, to look rejuvenated actually requires this. So it's like you said, taking what their actual one is, expanding on that, and then giving them and doing the medicine part and prescribing them what they need.
Yeah. Did you watch the consultative selling course? Is
A
that where you
little
got
bit,
that?
and this is where I've like spent the last 3 months is working with so many providers on mastering the art of the consultation. Because if you look at, the
Nice.
top 1% providers, they're all doing their consultation the same way. We just don't know about it. And it is that value proposition of, not necessarily taking a client's word and using it against them, but saying like, hey, this is what you want. What does it mean from a financial standpoint to get to that point?
This is how I know that you're going to be my next testimonial, man.
Yeah.
This is seriously like this is the roadblock that most clinic owners have is that just to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
And almost like if you're doing most of the talking, that's a red flag,
Right.
especially in the beginning, right? So, yeah, no, I'm excited for you. Like, because like a lot of that stems from once you learn the consultative based selling, it's with content, so it's all around us,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Consultation is the most important part. And I think too, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of a lot of clinics get it wrong when they're like, oh, you only need 15 minutes. Like 15 minutes is like the 15 minutes I use to talk to my patient. And even then a 30-minute treatment window in consult is still too short, especially if it's your first touch with that
So,
patient.
if you can make the weekly calls, because that's what we talk about on those weekly calls. I'm putting you guys through the same training that I don't know if I told you this. I work with a national med spa franchise, and we do this every week.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
Well, I mean, thank you. You too.
We'll get
um,
there. We're growing. We're growing slowly but surely, but I already feel it in terms of when I think seeing the edited videos, I was like when
yeah.
I just filmed those, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's see how this turns out. But having Alex edit them and actually make it an easy transition, I'm all like, shit, if this wasn't me and I was watching this on Instagram about somebody else, I'm like, I'm hooked. Like I get it.
Hmm. Yeah. But I'm going to say this to you. That's just one content framework to
Yeah.
test, right? Could be that it's just you on an iPhone, just shouting out valuable content. We won't know yet until we, run those ads and let the data do the speaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Last 7 minutes, I wanted to, unless you have a question, I wanted to share what I shared in the weekly call because I think
Yeah,
with your audience, it'll benefit you, right?
for sure. And
Um,
yeah, those are recorded and you can post those back
yeah,
in
yep.
school.
Yep, I'm gonna post them, but just while you're here,
Yeah.
I think, one-on-one people get the most value, right? That's why,
Yes.
especially for people who are in this group, I keep it open, like, hey, book a call with me whenever you need, because you guys are OG members. Um, so here's how we're like, quite frankly, like decreasing our marketing costs and like ensuring people actually view our stuff. As you know, because I've followed you for a little while, it is what it
My
is.
viewership very hard.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Here's how we're accounting for that, and how we're getting, DM inquiries, more reach, more impressions, and all that. I'm gonna hold everyone to the rule. I'm gonna make a video on this, but the rule of 100, right? This addresses the traffic issue of the four main blockers that I talked about, right? All I'm gonna ask you guys to do is 100 actions a day, and it can be mixed and matched, right? It could be, X amount of minutes on content, X amount of minutes on comments, X amount of minutes on DMs. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can just do $100 a day on your ads, right? It can be mix and match of, This doesn't say ads, but I'll add that on there, right?
Mhm.
Because what's a lead? It's just someone that you can contact. Like that's it, right? And more often than not, clinics will, be like, oh, I got 1,000 followers. Cool. Call it good, right? Not you, because you're here, right? They neglect to reach out to people who like, comment, and follow, right? And
Mhm.
we're honestly increasing reach, impressions, and sales by doing these things, right? One, create content as you're already doing. Two, run ads as you will do. Three, engage with all leads, likes, comments, and follows. Here's why. And it can be as simple as thanks for the follow, because you know what that does? Once you do that, more likely they'll land on the page, view it, maybe scroll through some stuff, and then go away, right? If the page is not optimized. Sounds
Mhm.
okay, whatever, but here's what that actually does. Because this person took that action, right? Our next post most likely will show up on her feed because she took the
Gotcha.
action. Most likely, she'll see our ads because she took the action. So it doesn't cost anything towards us, right? Maybe our time, right? That's where maybe we can, the VAs come into play, right? But something as simple as this maximizes our results organically and paid.
Mhm.
That make sense?
It does. Would you suggest just sending them a message or following them as well, or both?
Just send them a message.
Okay.
I mean, like we just send a message. If you want to follow them, that's up to you, right? But yeah, we just send a message, right? And what we found is like we've doubled our traffic, right? Reach and impressions. And think of it this way: if everything stayed the same, your conversion rates with everything, right? If you simply doubled traffic, you have doubled sales,
Mhm.
right?
True. Yeah, yeah.
If everything stayed the same, obviously we want to work on those things to be even more profitable. But if we just simply increase the traffic, we will double sales, right? Um, so like I would say this is non-negotiable for anyone that wants to be profitable that has an Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
um, the second thing that we're doing is we're doing what's called like a close friends strategy. And what that is we're adding people to our close friends. Because so when we actually do promotional based stories, it shoots us towards the front with a green circle.
Mhm.
So they're most likely to view the page. So we've pushed past the algorithm at this point, right? Just take the viewership of your stories now, and maybe it decreases, but uh, more of your ideal dream clients will view it because it's shot towards the front with a green circle,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
right? And that way, when we actually do promotional based stories, like DM us weight loss for $99 semaglutide, people actually comment,
Mhm.
be like, I want that,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
right? So what I just shared with you, I didn't even talk. I mean, yes, I said run paid ads, but with your, I think 1,200 audience, you can trick the algorithm now to have to increase reach and impressions for your next posts if you start to
Mhm.
implement these things now without paid ads, you know?
Gotcha. I like that. I was like that close friends is an easy task to put on the list for the week.
Yeah, yeah. And most people don't do it. Most people don't do it. But again, we're not like most people. We're
Yeah.
in it to be profitable.
I like
Yeah,
this. I like this.
yeah.
I'm sending that on my checklist.
Hopefully hopefully I packed enough value in this 30-minute call.
Always, always. Um, I'll keep you updated. Do you want me to share the Google Drive with you that Alex sends with final edited videos just so you could take a look too?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it and it'll be like, most likely what he sends, just because I know him, will be great, right? Visually.
Yeah.
But again, take it with a grain of salt because
Yeah. And Jordan finished 5 videos, edits. And yeah, my hope with him is I'll probably do another content day next week. So that it's like a rolling week.
Okay. Okay. Well, uh, do those like rule of 100 actions and let me know
Okay.
by post in the community like, hey, this is my results, right? Because I'd be
Like,
curious to see what you do because you have 1,200 followers on there already, you know?
yeah. Like, and then in terms of like comments, is it comments on posts or just like commenting on other people's posts and engaging with their profiles?
Well, assuming that all your followers are your potential dream clients, I would comment meaningful things.
Mhm.
Again, 3 C's. One of them is connection, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something that has been a part of our practice is whenever we post something, especially if we see a comment come, like making sure that we are messaging to the comment with something that is substantial, not just like a heart emoji.
Exactly, exactly. So technically it is unscalable because you're the business owner, right? But at this point, we want to increase flow and then friction,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
right? So flow is technically unscalable, but as we profit, we add friction, and all that really means is systematize and automate things. But right now, we need flow.
We need the traffic to get in there.
Exactly. You got it. You
There you
got it.
go. Well, I
Cool,
appreciate it,
man.
Jordan. Thank you. I'll look out for the recording and watch it tonight before bed.
Okay, cool. Book a call next week. I'll be
I
excited
will.
to see your results. All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
We'll see you.
Jordan.